Hey, this is Doug at youtube.com/@tramptraveler, and I got a surprise for you. Something I've been kind of dreading but really needed to get done. I'll talk you through this here. Let me switch the camera over. Alrighty, this is the back end of my shuttle bus, and last summer, or this summer, I put this hitch on the back, and it goes through a aluminum bumper. Had to cut some of that rubber out of the way in order to bolt it in there. It's bolted good and solid. I was just going to put one of these hitch racks on there so I could carry my generator and a few other things, but a little leery because it's an aluminum bumper, and it's got some framework coming back to it from the frame of the bus, but it's only got like 4 places where the bumper is welded to that bracket that goes up to the frame. And hang on a second, got an ambulance going by. There you go. I won't charge for that. Anyway, 4 places where that aluminum is welded, and aluminum is aluminum. It's just not that strong. So I decided that I wanted a full hitch, but I didn't want the full hitch to be the only thing. So here's what I did. Let me put you down underneath here a bit. If you can see it, I put a whole new hitch underneath the bottom there that's a full-size hitch. And there's about a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 inch gap between these 2 hitch tubes, and I'm going to put a shim in between there and have those 2 welded together. That way it's super tough. I'm still going to put the hitch rack on the top, the gray hitch, but on the bottom hitch I'm going to extend that out to the back end of the hitch rack and put a ball on there. And that's what I'm going to tow my trailer with. And my trailer is going to have a couple of toolboxes on the sides for hauling small stuff, tools, everything heavy. And also in between it is going to be my mud mower. Mud mower is a lawnmower where you take a deck off and change out the tires to, in my case, tractor tires all the way around. And the purpose of a mud mower is to scout out trails without having to go through them with a big old shuttle bus and take a chance on getting stuck, hitting a deep pothole, not be able to turn around. Lots of different reasons why you might want to scout a trail out first. Or, if my shuttle bus breaks down in the middle of nowhere, I can jump on my mud mower and go out for help, or if I just need to go somewhere to get some better internet, so I can post a video or make a phone call, I can jump on that and scoot around. And it's a hydrostatic mower, good shape, runs good. I got the tires already, just haven't got them put on, and maybe I'll show that mower in this video. I doubt it because I don't have the tires on it yet, so there's not really no purpose to show it. It's a Simplicity Regent and twin cylinder hydrostatic transmission. I'll build a basket on here for my puppy dog. I got a Chihuahua. He always goes with me. So anyway, this is pretty cool. I got everything all torqued down with that. I might put a couple of welds here and there on that main hitch when I'm welding between the 2 on the other. Okay, so that's all I got for you today, but there may be more to this video. We'll see. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October 29th, and it's my older brother's birthday, so I got to remember to call him. And I'm on my way to Menards and then to Harbor Freight. I got to get a bunch of stuff. yesterday I finished up the work underneath the shuttle bus of double nutting all of the hitch bolt parts. I like that better than I do lock washers, especially when you gotta use flat washers in between. And so now some of what I've got to do is go in and get some more hitch parts. I need some what they call anti-rattle clamps. Look it up. They're well worth the money. And what all have I got to get? I got to get some hitch pins, an adapter. And I got to check out what size ball. I think I got to have 1 7/8, and pretty sure I've got one of those, but just don't know for sure. Anyway, what else? Oh, I bought a U-bolt to clamp between the two trailer hitches. One's a bumper hitch, and below that is a regular frame-mounted hitch. And I want to clamp those two suckers together so they all become one. And I might even weld the spacer in between. But that's to give the bumper hitch more strength. The hitch mount, frame mount, that's solid. There ain't nothing gonna move that. But the hitch mount is, or the frame mount is what I'm going to be towing my trailer on. The bumper mount is mounted to a hefty bumper, but it's aluminum, and I just can't necessarily trust it not to break something loose there, bouncing up and down going on the road. And that's for hitch basket, you know, those baskets they put on the back of a vehicle to load up camping supplies, stuff like that. And I've got a large fiberglass. They use them at lakes, you know, to store your chairs and stuff like that, toys in, to protect them from the weather. But this one's pretty hefty, and it's a good size. It's not as long. I've got a 6-footer, excuse me, but that's longer than I want to use. So that'll go on top of the hitch rack, and I'll have to modify the hitch rack a little bit to give it enough room. And I'm gonna pull off the side of the road here in a minute, because I almost to one of my destinations. Park here in the shade just a little bit, because that sun is bright coming up out of the east. My generator will easily fit inside that new box with room to spare all the way around it. Actually, I bought a fuel gauge, and that's a fuel sender fuel gauge for my diesel fuel tank, and that's here. And that'll be probably one of the next things that I do. I need to rewire the diesel heater, which is working great, but I need to put the wiring and the hose inside of a wire loom or wire wrap, whatever you want to call it. It's like a hose that's slit down one side, and you just open it up and shove the stuff in there and it stays. I bought a 5th battery, so now I've got 5 LifePo batteries, LifePo 4, 100 amp hour each, which is going to give me enormous electrical capacity, storage capacity. And yesterday I went and bit the bullet, because I got so much stuff. You see stuff in the back here has been in there for weeks. I need something to store stuff in, so I went out and dickered with the Amish. There's quite a few Amish that have sawmills up here in central Michigan, and most of them build sheds or supply the lumber for heavy duty built sheds with 1-inch boards and stuff, board and batten, steel roofs. And so I bought a 6x8, which is not the biggest, but it was $1,000. I could have afforded bigger, but I don't really need it because my tent garage, I've got a bunch of stuff in there that I need to get out of there so I can park my car for the winter. And my cargo van, the 2006 Ford E350 cargo van, has got a bunch of stuff in it, which most of it's going to be going into the shuttle bus. Extra batteries, the generator, stuff like that, tools. And then my cargo trailer that I've got that's been built into a camper. I got my mattress in there. I got just tons of stuff. A lot of my electrical supplies for the shuttle bus. And so some of that's gonna go in the shed. I've got 2 motorhome captain chairs with the double armrests, swivel, recline, sliding forward and back. And I'm gonna try to put one of them in my shuttle bus. So I've got a swivel seat up front there. Not really necessary, but it's just really nice and cushy compared to the regular shuttle bus seats, which is not in bad shape, but might as well go for it. And then the other one I'm going to sell. Someone will snap that up for a gaming chair or for their van conversion or something, because they'll be having the passenger side, which is they like to turn those around, so that's their comfy chair while they're camping in their van. So I might even sell that with my van when I do sell the van, but we'll see. Anyway, right now I've got to get to my destination and get these purchases made. And first destination be Menards. I've got to get some lock nuts for or jam nuts for this big long U-bolt. It's 7 inches long and 3 inches wide, and a couple more shackle plates to go on there, because I don't want that, when I reef that down, I don't want it to bend the single shackle plate it came with. So anyway, we'll catch you later. I can't really show you where I'm going driving because the sun is right in front of me. I'm heading east, and it would blind you. So anyway, we'll be back with you in a few minutes here. Okay, I'm back inside, and it's Thursday, and I've got a sending unit and a fuel gauge, which I'm going to be putting in the diesel fuel tank, so I'll be able to tell when it's getting full and when it's getting empty. And let me show you that. But first, let me show you something I just got done started. Up here, I started encasing this wire and hoses and stuff for the diesel heater in what's called wire loom, and this is 3/4 inch. And that's about as far as I can go right now with it, because it's going to go down here and go all the way down to that big opening there. But my red cords, the 10 gauge wires, are a bit short. Red and black both are they aren't short, they're just coiled up behind the batteries there. And so I've got to uncoil them before I can continue putting that down there. And I'm not in any hurry to do that, because I want to get my lithium batteries in here first, which will go down across here, all 5 of them. And then I'll actually do the correct wiring down to a terminal block and fuses, all that good stuff. But anyway, here's the sending gauge, sending unit, and the gauge, and I've got the white gauge. And the nice thing about it is you can change the colors of the light behind the gauge. Red, blue, green, yellow, just about any color of the rainbow you want. and this runs off from 12 volt, and I'm hoping that it'll fit the 5-bolt pattern that's already on the tank, because otherwise I gotta drill and tap some holes, and I don't have a tap. So let me show you where it's gonna go. Underneath this cover here, where is it? Right there. Pull that out. Oh, it's not going to cooperate. There we go. There we go. Come on out. Get out of the way. You can see down there, I got it, had it covered up with some paper so that it wouldn't get any grunge in it. But we'll see. That's next in the thing, and I'm not going to show you while I'm doing that because all you'll be looking at is the back of my head. So let me get started on that. We'll give her a try. Okay, I got the sending unit all screwed down good, and that'll just about be the end of this video. Now I'm going to give you that little surprise that I told you about, so hang on just a second. Well, good morning to you. I'm gonna go pick up some breakfast, and I'm gonna try to give you a bit of a color tour before the leaves all fall off. They're probably at their brightest right now, those trees that already haven't been stripped, and so away we go. Some pretty cool ivy growing up beside that building there. Different colors as it changes into fall colors. And then the leaves drop off.